You are allowed to argue with me now, but might I point out that the cake bot on Twitter retweeted something about the cookie cake, so if that's not proof enough that it's a cake, I really don't know what is.
Yes, and your defense relies on a Twitter bot. That's pretty much speaks for itself. Let's go to today.
Okay, fine. Here we are with Borgata Empire with Jess and BJ.
Borgata Empire. So we're finally doing our Star Wars episode. Empire Strikes Back?
No.
Here at the Borgata?
No.
But you said you would wear the hair up in the buns,
When
and
did I ever say that?
I would wear like the gold bikini or something like that.
Please don't ever say that ever again. No.
And you would wear the hair up in the buns,
No,
and I would wear the.
not. We
I just
didn't
wanted to
talk
say.
about this. Please don't ever talk about it again. Borgata Empire, Boardwalk Empire. You know that HBO show, season 2 is about to start up, and it's all about paying tribute to Atlantic City. We're here at Borgata. We're going to pay tribute to Atlantic City.
Every time you say HBO and things like this, I hear paying tribute to people who have cable TV. Some of us don't have cable TV. We don't get to watch such quality programming. We're stuck with 2.5 Men.
You watch 2.5 Men?
Not
What do you think
often.
of Ashton Kutcher?
I know he's married to
He's on
Bruce
2.5
Willis's
Men now.
wife.
You don't have cable. You don't even know what's on network TV. I don't even know why you have a television at all. All right. So, we're going to pay homage to New Jersey today as we talk about the Day 3 action. We're going to start, though, by settling up with
Yes.
our over-under bet.
I caught a break on this one.
You did.
The line was 38. The question was how deep would Will Failla finish?
He's still in. 27 left.
He is chip leader and
Yeah,
still in. He crushed the line.
I know that Atlantic City, we love to gamble and make wagers, but the poor Bookie was way off on this one. He was very much still in, and now now the line is looking something like 6, basically. Like,
And Will seemed offended that the line was 38 for some reason.
Oh yeah, he found the bookie and said, I will prove you wrong and show you what a bad line this was, and he did.
And I just want to remind you, I was going to take the over, but because I had to agree with you on your birthday, you made me choose the under, and so you just cost yourself the lead.
I know, but
all
if
I'm
it
saying.
means Will doing well, I will take it. So let's see if this one will
The
be...
two, correlation does not equal causation. Go ahead.
Stop talking.
Science.
Schmiance. With today, though, maybe we'll have both sides and a little more intrigue and debate going.
So you're saying you want to see the line.
We burst the bubble today, and Vanessa Selbst picked up her very first WPT cash after playing like 20 events or so.
Wow, what a good first effort for a player we've never heard of before.
A relative unknown, Vanessa Selbst has about 1.5 million chips, which is just slightly above average. There's 27 left. We know she got her first cash. She gonna get her first final table? She finishing higher or lower than 7?
Well, since your birthday celebration kind of spilled over into today, why don't you go first yet again?
The perks of being older. Vanessa has a lot of chips. She was down very low and rallied, but anybody who knows Vanessa's style knows it's very volatile and there's a long way to go, and a lot of players with chips that the numbers just aren't on her side, and I don't know if this is really going to be her time, so I'm going to go over.
Statistically, I think you're right. That, odds are she's not going to make it. But
I don't hear those words very often.
I am taking the under because
It's like
Vanessa...
getting free parking somewhere. It's just an added bonus. I think you're right.
Yeah, free parking. Don't even get me started on free parking. I'm going to take the under because Vanessa Selbst has proven again and again she can close out a tournament. I mean, she had a monster year last year. She's continuing it this year. There were a lot of people, myself included, who, without weighing point systems, felt throughout the entire poker year she should have been player of the year.
She was Wicked Chops player of the year.
She is a badass player, can close out a tournament. I think she's making this final table. Her
I
first
don't know.
WPT
Your
cash.
decision seems a little shaky, but
There, it's emphatic.
all right. You think this is her final table time?
Yes, is that like t-shirt time? I only know what
You're
that means.
making Jersey Shore
I
references.
barely knew that, and only because you mentioned it earlier.
All right. So she's in. She made the money. Jeff Madsen made the money, then busted.
100 players made the money.
Yes. A lot of the people that were big stacks early made the money, then busted, including our Club WPT player of the day yesterday, and the chip leader to start the day today, David Williams.
Yes, and he was monster chip leader, almost double second place for a while.
At one point, he was up to 2.6 million shortly before the dinner break, which would have put him, if
if he could have tread
had
water to
maintained
the
that
end of the
stack.
day, that would have put him about second in chips.
Yeah.
He was that big. I haven't seen David Williams this crushed after busting a tournament in a long time.
Well, he told me he was all about coming back and getting redemption from getting second the other time, and so to not have that happen and have it end with a 31st place finish.
The other time being, what, 6-7 years ago? 2004, so...
Season 3, yes.
Yeah.
So, not really the big
Right.
win, the trumping
And it hurts
the
more
odds.
when you're crushing the field all day
Yeah.
and then it slips. He ran into a couple of coolers.
Yeah, right before dinner, he had jokingly tweeted that he was going to leave early. It might have actually not been the worst idea because then it was just
Don't be
lot
results oriented.
of like overcards and a flush draw versus an underpair not getting there, top pair, top kicker running into aces. And he just chipped down. He did double late, but then Vanessa Selbst actually was the one who knocked him out.
And
Now-
hopefully she can parlay those chips into a final table.
Yeah. So David's out, and it wouldn't be an Atlantic City homage if we didn't talk about today's chip leader, the Boardwalk Emperor himself.
Back to Star Wars reference.
Yes, only emperors exist in Star Wars, not in other places. Okay.
Oh,
Uncle
history.
Pennybags, Will Failla.
Monopoly. Now we're in my wheelhouse.
We're back in the comfort zone now.
Yes.
It's his big homecoming. He's the consummate East Coast grinder here with over 3 million, right? He's got about 600,000 on the next closest person.
3.25 million.
Half a mil,
about
something
600,000
like
over Doug Kim in second place.
He's doing well. Another contender for the Uncle Pennybags Atlantic City Representative Award, Matt Glantz,
Yes.
doing very well as well.
And overdue for a big WPT finish.
Yeah, some cashes along the way. I think this is his 5th cash, but no final table appearances, and maybe this will be the big one for him. One player who has done very well here, Doug Kim. Now, Doug ended the day second in chips with about 2.7 million.
A little under, yeah.
He finished in 19th last year. So, in 2006, he wins the biggest WSOP, or he gets 7th rather. Surprise!
Final table, the main event of the World Series in
Yes,
2007.
he finished 7th in the biggest main
06.
event ever in 2006. Then he finishes 19th in what at the time was the biggest WPT event ever. And
Here
now,
last year.
here he is second in chips, 27th left in the new biggest WPT event ever. So,
He's got something over large fields.
yeah, he's just making laps and laps around there, collecting his $200, pass and go, and heading on to, this metaphor is not really working, to buy houses and hotels with all
You're
the
doing it.
money
You're
he's
doing
going to win.
Okay, that's kind of how you play Monopoly. But you gotta, like poker, you gotta bankrupt everybody else. One person has to end with all the money, everybody else broke. See, it's
And that's
the
what
poker
Atlantic
reference.
City's all about.
And see, like Will Failla could end up with all the money, or he has the most now. He could be building hotels on Boardwalk, and when people come by.
All right, let's make a deal. Will Failla goes back to back in these WPT tournaments. We buy him a monocle and a little hat.
How about he buys us a monocle and a little hat?
I will dress
I
up
can't
as
afford a
Uncle
monocle.
Pennybags at whatever tournament Will Failla would like me to.
But not Princess Leia?
No. And never for you. All right, I don't want to think about it anymore. Question of the day. Atlantic City has all sorts of cool stuff. There's White House subs. There's the Borgata, which has a lot of cool stuff on property. What is your favorite thing about Atlantic City?
I'm going first?
All right, fine. If you need a moment to think, I will go first.
Okay.
I sound like a candy cookie cake freak here, but
Yes, you do.
I'm going to go with saltwater taffy. It's such an institution, Boardwalk Empire is about the heyday of Atlantic City being like the place to be gambling wise before the Vegas days. And saltwater taffy makes me nostalgic for that. Plus, I went down to the boardwalk last year. It was in all sorts of flavors. It was really fun and delicious.
All right, I think I'm
Your
going to go
turn
with
now.
Monopoly. Monopoly is like the prototypical American game. It's how you teach
And
kids
can only
about...
be found in Atlantic City.
No, the board is based on Atlantic City, the streets and all that. That was part of the genius of the game, is he chose Atlantic City and not some other city. So you had famous streets that people wanted to visit, and you had streets named after states like California, Indiana, Illinois Avenue, St. James Place, which isn't a state, but still it's kind of cool. It's a very valuable property.
So what you're saying is you're a Monopoly fan.
How can you not be a Monopoly fan? It's such an
Never
awesome
would've guessed
game.
that.
But so many people like play it wrong, like they put money on free parking and give it to people, and that kind of screws it up. And they don't realize that like Marvin Gardens is misspelled. It's not Marvin Gardens. It's supposed to be Marvin Gardens with an E. It's a real place. It's the only property located outside of Atlantic City to be on the Monopoly board. And like the Reading Railroad isn't pronounced Reading Railroad. It's the Reading Railroad.
Wait. It's not Reading Railroad? I thought it was like a LeVar Burton thing, you know? Reading Railroad, Reading Railroad.
Rainbow.